What is up, my scrubs? Bijuu Mike here. Welcome back to another episode of reacting to Storybooth Animations. Now, I can sit here and talk about Storybooth all day. You guys know, and if you don't know, okay, maybe you don't know, but I love Storybooth so freaking much. Basically, what Storybooth is, they are an animation channel that actually talks about real stories narrated by the people that actually went through those stories, okay? And they even have some YouTubers such as Guava Juice, Matthew Santoro, and other YouTubers that I just don't know. But if you want to watch some of the most relatable videos of your life, okay, this is the place, and you get some cool animations. This is really the channel you need to be subscribed to, all right? They deserve all their success, all right? And big thanks for them to like allow me to like react to their stuff, guys. I can't promote them enough. I love Storybooth. It's such a good idea for videos. Now, I believe last episode we reacted to I Lost My Hair, Mean Mom, and another one, or probably a few of them. I just really thought of DJ Khaled right now. So today we're gonna react to I Sent Pictures to a Boy I Liked and Shouldn't Have. Oh boy, is there a lesson to be learned in this one. I love doing these videos because we can talk about all kinds of subjects. So yeah, this should be fun.
I liked this one guy. We were super close.
Oh boy.
We started talking like late at night and stuff. And he would ask me how my day was and what I did. He would ask me how I'm feeling and stuff like that. He'd be super nice. One day he asked me for nudes and I mean,
that escalated so quickly. Oh my god. That escalated so quickly. Alright, I already know this is going to be the moral of the story, but I know that this is something that everyone, or a lot of people at least, have dealt with, and you might think it's cool to send those kind of pictures to your boyfriend at the time, but let me tell you, like 90% of the time, probably a lot more, probably 99% of the time, the boyfriend that you have in high school is probably not going to be the same boyfriend you stay with forever, okay? And you might think that you can trust them now, but you don't really know who they are, okay? I mean, to be honest, you don't really know someone until you have been with them for probably like a few years and you live with them, then you really get to know. When you live with someone, let me tell you from experience, that's when you really get to know who someone is. So don't send pictures, okay, guys? Do not do it. It's very tempting, but just don't. It's very stupid. Okay? And plus, if that person becomes an enemy of you, they'll be like spreading it. Oh, that's horrible. I feel so bad for people that happens to.
He kept begging me, and I was like, maybe. I was trying to talk myself out of it, but then I was feeling like I don't know what to do. And we had this thing, and it was play poll. The loser has to send nudes. And I said,
that sucks, because especially as like a young, impressionable, like, teenager or whatever, assuming you're a teenager, like you start telling yourself these lies in your head. It's like, well, he won't think that I care about him if I don't do this. No, the truth is that he doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? I'm just getting worked up here. The truth is that he doesn't know, he really doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't understand the repercussions of how, like, what this does. And it's just so bad to do for so many reasons. And it's just not worth it. It's just dumb. Now, I'm not saying that you're dumb. Obviously, you made this because you regret it and you wish you didn't. But I understand why, like, teenagers and stuff like that feel the urge to do it, you know? It really sucks that you got put into that situation. And you tried to, but then you just feel that pressure.
How about something other than nudes? He said, all right, booty pics. And I said, fine. So we played and I lost. So I had to send him some pictures. He liked them. He was like, ooh, sexy, hot, and stuff. Later then, he asked me for nudes again. I said no, but
yeah, see, okay, guys, girls, I should say girls really, because it's mostly girls that this is gonna happen to, although I'm sure it could happen to guys too. If your boyfriend or girlfriend at the time is asking you for this, seriously, say no. It's so bad, okay? And it's for the reason I already explained. You think you know someone, but you don't really know them, okay? Kids can be so, like, kids, teenagers, whatever, I consider them kids. They can be so horrible. Especially when all of a sudden you do something that they don't like and they're like, oh, well, I can hold this picture that you sent me over you now. That's horrible. That's why you should never do this.
I was on the phone with my friend. She was like, what are you gonna do? And he sent me a picture. And she was like, wait, no, he didn't. And I said, yeah. And I showed my friend and I was like, I don't know what to do. He's asking me for pictures still. And I was like, fine. So I sent him a picture of me in my bra. And then he was like, take the bra off. So I did, and I put my hands on my boobs, and he said, send it without your hands. And I put emojis. And then he was like, take the emojis off. And I was like, fine. I did, and he was like,
I feel so bad for this girl, though. I really do. It's because, like, It's just that pressure. I don't know, when you're that young, the pressure feels like it's so much, and it's not. In reality, it's not. It's like, you know, if you were grown up and you knew what, like for me, and for instance, me, like if I knew what I knew back then, I would be like, dude, this is stupid. What the heck are you talking about? It's crazy how you can look back on your life and you're like, that was so dumb. Why did I do that?
Ooh la la, I'll grab your butt and stuff at school if you keep sending them to me. And I was like, you know what? I want to go to bed. Good night.
Oh, man.
A month later, my mom found out that he sent me that because my friends were talking about it in the car.
Crap.
And she heard it. So then we had to talk about it with my therapist. She was like, did you send him it back?
Wow.
And I was like, no, because I kept lying because I was like, I don't want to. But then my mom threatened to take it up.
Like when your parents, when they force you to go in therapy, and it's not like, I'm not saying that was the case here, but when they force you to go into therapy, something like that, you don't want to talk. How could you possibly want to talk with someone if, like, you were forced to go there in the first place? It's like, no, I don't want to talk to this random stranger. But if you do it by choice, if it's like, hey, this is something that I really want to do, which, you know, is a good option, then you'll want to actually talk and get through things. I'm not sure if the therapist was for that reason specifically, but this definitely could have just been talked over with your mom for sure. All it is just peer pressure. From, like, you know, these freaking little boys that are like with the hormones, you know, as they always say, with the hormones. That's really all it is. A lot of guys tend to be that way when they're like that, you know, they don't know any better, and that's just the truth. But you don't have to give into that pressure. Like, if you're watching this right now, like, seriously, don't do it. Don't do it. Not even once.
Then my mom threatened to take it up with the school district and, like, tell on him and say, this is child pornography. You better look up his picture and say, like, oh, he did send it and, like, he should get punished for it. And I was like, Mom, you can't do that. And she was like, why did you send it back? And I was like, if I did, would you be mad? And she said, no. And I started crying and I poured down tears. And I told her the truth that I did. And she just hugged me. And she said, look, it's going to be all right. But you know you can't do that again. And I got grounded for a long time. And I never did anything like that again because the feeling of thinking that someone might find out and ruin your life sucks.
Exactly. I really do. I feel so terrible for those girls that go through that. And, you know, personally, when I was in school, like, I would get these random text messages from this random number of people sharing, like, these pictures around the school. And I wasn't, like, even then, I wasn't even thinking, like, oh, that's so hot or anything. Like, I was just thinking, like, I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, that sucks for this girl, you know? Like, it's just so bad, guys. I really hope for your sake that didn't happen to you, and that at least that the guy was, you know, not that kind of jerk that would send it around to his friends. Because 9 times out of 10, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna brag to their friends about it. And that's why you shouldn't. I don't know. I have so much to say about it. I feel so bad for you guys sometimes. I know that's the kind of pressures that you go through as a kid. You literally have the nicest mom. My mom would have killed me. And I think that's really important too. The fact that your mom was she was nice about it. And that, like, having parent support and the ability to go to them and tell them things and they don't kill you, because they know. They probably went through it too. Well, I mean, maybe not your parents, because maybe they didn't have cell phones, but like, they went through the similar kinds of pressures as well. And I'm really glad that you have an understanding mom and that you learned your lesson. Okay, guys, I think, and the best thing we could do in our lives is to take lessons from other people and learn them and actually take that information and apply it to our lives, because, you know, the truth is we don't have to go through that stuff. That's what the great thing about Storybooth is to see that, like, see what people have gone through and learn from their mistakes, learn from the things that they've gone through. It's not always a mistake when it comes to Storybooth, but, you know, their experiences and the lessons. There's always a lesson to be learned here in Storybooth, and that's one of the reasons I love this channel. If your freaking boyfriend starts saying, oh, well, it starts guilt tripping you and saying that, oh, you're just being mean or you're not good enough, screw them, all right? Tell them to kick rocks. That little relationship ain't gonna mean anything in a few years. Like, probably less than that. That's how long these relationships freaking last. Not worth it. So the next one we're going to react to is I Was Homeless. Holy crap. What a title.
Me and my sisters didn't get along, and I could never understand why. They bullied me, tormented me for a long time as a kid.
Well, that's horrible.
They would
Did they really put your face in dog food? You're like the boy version of Cinderella, dear God.
Me up like a girl, telling me that I should have been a female so that I could fit in because nobody wants a brother. They would tell me hateful
What? It would have been... You know, I had a brother that didn't love me too, you know. Okay. I wasn't gonna say anything else, but you know, that's a whole other video, guys. You already know about that. You already know about that. My sister, actually, I remember one time she got so mad at me, she threw me in a cold shower and put makeup on me. She didn't say that I should have been a girl though. But you know, it was degrading, if I might say. Yeah, we had some bad fights. Okay, man, I feel so sorry for you, dude. You do not deserve that.
So that
no
I
one
could
deserves that.
fit in because nobody wants a brother. They would tell me hateful things because I love to eat.
What?
They hurt. They teased. They
like they're out there not eating. You gotta eat, boy.
ridiculed. It was terrifying.
That's weird.
Despite my mother doing her best, she was never home long enough to enforce the rules because she had to take care of us. She had to keep us alive and food in the house and a roof over our heads. As the teenage years
Dang, was she
came
actually a construction worker? Dang, yeah, that sucks, man. When you have a single mom and your dad's not in the house, especially like in this situation in particular, you know, like I'm sure it would have really helped him to have his dad home, you know, someone to talk to and to confide in, because, you know, moms can do it all. And trust me, you know, I've seen it so many times that, yeah, moms can do it all. They can be the dad, you know, they really can be. But someone's got to work and someone's got to put food on the table, right? And it really, like, you can't replace that feeling of having a dad being there, okay? And I know personally, because my dad was never there, like, you know, and, you know, you guys probably know how that went because I've said it before. But I think my life would have turned out probably a lot differently if I would have had my dad there to teach me lessons. And, you know, yeah, he didn't teach me any good lessons, but I can imagine it would have been good.
As the teenage years came to roll around, the once verbal teasing and emotional trauma ended up turning into violence. Eventually, the violence got so bad that I felt I couldn't be safe in the house anymore.
Are your sisters gang members, though? Like, I'm not even making fun of you, dude, but that's insane. Like, what kind of sisters would do that to you? And this is such a interesting, well, not interesting. I don't want to say like it's amusing. I'm not saying it's amusing, but it's odd. The fact that, you know, usually it'd probably be the opposite way or something like, or maybe even older brothers would be the more normal thing. But the fact that you have two older sisters, they're actually being violent, that's crazy. Like, seriously, they have to be into like a gang or something.
Mom felt the same way. And she sent me to live with my uncle because there was nowhere else I could go. For a little while, things were okay.
Did your mom ever like tell your sisters? Like, maybe, I mean, if they were being violent, maybe this mom was scared of the sisters as well. That's crazy. That's so like weird to see that.
Out of the blue, my uncle got evicted, which took me out of a place to live. I found myself at Central Park, and ironically enough, this is when Pokemon Go was a big thing, so it was really easy to blend into crowds because everyone was running around Central Park looking for Pokemon, and it didn't look weird for this chubby kid to be sitting down, you know, on a cracked phone, just sitting to himself.
Oh my god, dude, that sucks. He was homeless, and to add on top of everything, his phone was cracked, and he's pretending that either he's pretending or is playing Pokemon Go in New York by himself in Central Park. I'm assuming that's what it is, New York, right? Central Park? That's tough. Wouldn't your mom at least take you back? I would understand though, dude, like why you wouldn't want to go back. I wouldn't want to go back to that either. Maybe being homeless was better off for him, especially if he's getting, you know, freaking beat up by his sisters.
I was hungry. I didn't have any money for food. I found myself at McDonald's, and this group of teenage kids was asking if anyone wanted the food that they weren't going to eat because they didn't want to throw it away, and they ended up leaving it by the door. I waited a couple of minutes before I took it, and on the fourth night, I was assaulted by a group of people. They proceeded to beat on me until they figured it just wasn't fun anymore. But
This is insane. It's almost unbelievable what this guy's going through. Dang. I mean, I'm so glad you came through. Obviously, you're making this video, but that's insane, man. I really hope there's a good ending to this story because you deserve it.
After it was over, I took my broken phone out of my pocket and I called my mom. We go about searching for places, and that place led me to an adolescent shelter called Covenant House. I find myself with friends, not camouflaging myself in my pain, but embracing it and finding connections. They're giving me this sense of hope, this faith that things can be better. I find myself connecting to my mother and knowing that she knows that I'm okay. I found my redemption in Covenant House, and I'm hoping that while I was here, that people have found redemption in me too.
Dang, that's really cool that there's places like that. The fact that, yeah, they would take, like, you know, teenagers like yourself in like that, especially when they don't have anywhere to go. Like, we always see, like, people that are home, like, you know, we see homeless people, but it's an odd thing to see, like, a teenager that doesn't have a home. Like, that's really different. My only thing with this story, and it's like nothing personal, like to your mom or anything, but I just find it really weird. Like, did your mom ever, like, I don't know, call the cops on them, or, like, you know, because if they're actually being violent towards you, I feel like that there should have been some really, like, real repercussions towards those sisters, because it's not like, from the story, from the viewpoint of the story, it sounds like you didn't do anything to deserve that. I mean, no one really deserves to be violence. No one deserves violence. So I don't know if we're just not getting the whole story, or like, seriously, like, I just think the sisters should have really got in trouble, like, for serious trouble. It just seems wrong to me, the fact that he had to leave because the sisters were beating him up for no reason. That's what the story is saying. But I mean, you know, I'm really glad though that you found a place where you belonged, and that was really cool. When I was little, I spent like a weekend in this center because there was trouble. You know, my mom, she got like arrested and stuff. I spent like a weekend, I believe. It's hard to remember because it's been so long, in this place for kids basically. And a lot of them were pretty mean kids in there though. And I felt so lost. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where I was going to end up, or if I was ever going to go back home. And it was really, really scary. But I'm really glad that you found, like, that was a good thing for you. And I can only imagine how scared you were. I mean, to be homeless and then the park situation, dang. Covenant House, man, that's so cool. It's so cool that there's places like that. And it takes someone to step up and make those places, make that actual possible. I have so much respect for that. Yeah, see, Sylvie said the same thing. The mom should have sent her daughters away instead of the son, as he didn't do anything wrong. That's what I was saying. I was like, I feel like maybe we're not getting the whole picture. Or her mom just, I don't know, cared about her sisters, the sisters so much, or her daughters in this situation. Yeah, it's definitely an odd case, because usually no sisters or siblings in their right mind would actually do that. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments and they're like, yeah, it would be hard on the mom to lose both sisters, you know? That's just a tough situation. I don't even know what to say. All the comments are like hate comments towards the sisters, but I mean, they kind of deserve it. The next and last video that we're going to react to is called I Was Friend Zoned. That's always a hard thing. And it's just like, even if you hear someone talk about a story, it's like hard to listen about it. So I don't know. Let's see what this is about. It's tough to get friend zoned. It is, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I think that's why it's so tough and hard to kind of swallow, because there's nothing you can do about it.
My story begins in the year 2017,
so
where me and my friend Alicia were on Snapchat, and I had a really big crush on this hockey boy at my school. He was really sweet, he was really nice, helpful, and I really liked him. I wanted to confess to him, but was way too scared. So one day in summer, me and my friend Alicia were going across his name, and she's like, hey, why don't we confess to your crush? I'm just like, wait, what? She's like, well, you always wanted to, right? And I'm just like, yeah, of course I wanted to, but I don't want to confess today. She's like, come on, you want to let him know, right? And if you don't tell him, he'll never know. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. So we got my phone, and she did most of the texting because I was too nervous. She did.
I know that feeling though. I really do. When I was in middle school, my friend told some girl that I liked, and he knew it. Like, all my friends knew it, but they ended up telling her, and it did not go well. Oh, it did not go well at all. Okay, she did not like me. She didn't like anyone. She was actually freaking crazy, very crazy. And when she confronted me about it, I just said nope. I don't like you. Because you know what? It was kind of funny. At that moment, I think I decided I don't actually like her. She's absolutely bat crazy. But I can say that it's very nerve-wracking. You know, you don't, especially if you've never done it before. It's like the most scariest thing in the world to be like, I like you. You know, that's terrifying.
I did a long paragraph saying, well, I've liked you for a really long time now, and hopefully we can get to know each other, and if it's okay, you don't like me.
At least you guys have phones
I'm just
now.
like,
At least
wait,
that's easier. I
before
did
you
not have
send
phones
it,
back
I want to
then.
read it. And then she sent it.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
what have you done? You just blew up the whole...
Everyone's got that friend that's just like, does that crap. It's like, no, you stupid. Everyone's, I have those kinds of friends. And they're like, oh, let's just do it for you. But there's a lesson to be learned in that too. You just gotta just jump into it. You really do.
whole universe with me in it. And she's like, don't worry, I sent it. And I said to her, well, he doesn't know that. So I was panicking the whole entire time. We waited about like 2 hours, and eventually he came back with a response. And I said to her, I don't want to look at it. What if he says no? What if he says yes and it goes all awkward?
I don't even want
She's
to
like,
know.
do you want me to read it out for you? And I was like, yeah, sure. So she opened it, and I was nervous and excited at the same time. I was covering my eyes, and she opened the snap, and she looked up at me with a sad face. I was like, what is it? And
this is a good sign, right? Isn't it?
and she's like, girl, I'm really sorry. And I thought she was joking, because she's like a really jokey person. She loves to joke around all the time. It's like, okay, what is it? And she's like, this is what he said. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't really like you the same way. Don't worry, it won't be awkward. We're still good friends. And I was like, what? So I grabbed the phone out of her hand and started scrolling through the messages.
I thought she was going to say that I chucked it out, like just threw it in the street or something like that. That's probably what she felt like doing.
And I saw what he said. I was like, oh my God.
Oh no.
I can't believe we did this, and I can't believe I got this. I shouldn't have told him at all. She's like, don't worry, it's a good thing that you told him now. Now he knows. And I was like, now he knows that he hates me, and now he knows that I'm really nervous to see him at school. So
yeah.
I was upset. Oh, really?
Hey, though, you know, at least you won't have to worry. And some people, you know, unfortunately, they will go for a very, very long time having these like fantasies in their mind of them like being with someone, and they never like them to begin with. So knowing earlier is going to save you so much time. And it's going to enable you to move on from that relationship, because then you're really just going to be wasting your time. Be like, I like you, and they never like you. Unless, I don't know, unless you're just like really, really are into them and you just can't give up, because that happens too. But I don't know how young you are, so there's a good chance they probably moved on.
Really upset. I didn't cry at all. I was just hiding it in. And then I messaged him saying, oh, it's okay, thanks for your honesty. Secretly, I was crying inside. Yeah. And then my friend Alicia turned to me and said, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Covering the tears. She's like, well, I have to go home. I'll see you later.
Oh,
and I was like, okay, bye. And then the whole
She does all the damage and she just storms off? Like, what is that all about? Come on.
Afternoon, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know whether to talk to him anymore or just not speak to him at all. So I just left it there. And we're still chatting today, and it's still, like, not awkward. We're still good friends. It's just, I really wish he knew that I still like him, and I really wish that he liked me.
That's tough. That's so tough to deal with. So she still likes him. I mean, I guess those kind of feelings, they don't really go away so easily. And in some cases, some girls will like guys. I mean, I don't know why I say girls. It goes the other way. The fact that one person knows that that person doesn't like you back will make them like them more. It's kind of like a crazy cycle. I don't know. Yeah, guys, reading the comments is just as fun as the videos, I feel like. It's so crazy because everyone has their stories. Guys, if you have any stories, leave them down below. I always like to read them and to reply to them and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I love about these videos. It gets a conversation started and we can really talk about things. Ah, I see. That's why Snapchat has an unsend feature now, does it? Today's Scrub of the Day goes to Noble Abe Kinkai. Still waiting for Scrub of the Day. Take your time, bruh. 10 hours later. It's okay. 1 million years later. Wow, what a jump. Hey, I'm out here making them dreams come true, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Get this video to 5K likes. And don't forget to check out Storybooth, because seriously, their content is so good. And you can just binge watch all of their videos. And I can't promote them enough. Alright, guys? Let me know if there's other things you would like me to react to. Any video ideas is always appreciated, guys. Leave a comment down below. And I will see you scrubs in the next video. Bye, guys.
What can I do to please you, mother? You missed last episode, screw you. What can I do to please you, mother? And I think it's gonna show. Yeah, dance while you can, cause you won't be dancing very long.
I wasn't.